Welcome back to my channel, USA Roloff Farm TV. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. LPBW family finally reunited after years of feud. Except Matt Corinne. After years of emotional drama and feud, the Roloff family finally came together for a much-awaited reunion. The Little People Big World stars gave fans the reunion they never saw coming. Amy appears to have brought all the kids under the same roof, but not everyone was invited. She just made the impossible possible and spent the rare moments of joy and happiness with her family. The LPBW star captured the love and laughter with her children and their families to cherish them forever. However, Matt and Corinne's absence from the family gathering didn't go unnoticed. Over the years, viewers have watched the distance between the family members. Matt and Zach failed to solve their issues before the show's cancellation and showed no improvement in their dynamics. Are they still not on good terms? Have the entire family reunited? LPBW, Tori shades TLC for changing the show's true objective. Tori and Zach stayed with the LPBW series until the end. They decided to end their journey after season 25. Surprisingly, the network also planned to end the series because there were no new storylines to cover. Hence, fans hoped the dynamics between the family members would improve after the show's cancellation. Tori and Zach often talk about their decision to quit the series. A fan asked Tori again whether she would return to the show ever with her husband. She felt she would join the show only when it would solely focus on her family. The TLC star also hoped the network would focus on spreading awareness about dwarfism instead of relationships. Tori might have taken a jab at the network for focusing on drama instead of its original purpose. LPBW, Tori shares adorable moments from rare family reunion. Tori Roloff doesn't hesitate to show the world her beautiful and amazing life. She often shares updates of her wholesome family moments with fans. However, fans were surprised when she shared glimpses of the rare family moments. The LPBW star shared a carousel of pictures of her family on Good Friday. Tori captured a rare glimpse of all the Roloff cousins together. She showed her kids along with Mateo, Ember, Bode, and Radley holding their egg baskets. The Little People Big World star showed all of them coloring the eggs in the next pictures and having fun together. Tori also captured Amy spending time with her grandbabies. She posed with the latter, Isabel and Audrey, in the last photo to flaunt their fun time together. Fans were excited to see the Roloffs together again after a long time. Isabel also shared pictures of the reunion on her Instagram page, which confirmed Jeremy's presence. Hence, fans were glad that Amy brought the family together. One fan said, "Glad y'all all got together." Others called her wonderful for keeping the family together and making efforts for them. A lot of them even noticed Matt and Corinne's absence. They hoped someday the entire family would reunite at Matt's home and spend some great time together. They also gushed over the cousins for having a fun time together away from the family drama. Keep returning to TV season spoilers for more updates on the Roloff family's dynamics. Little People, Big World's Zach Roloff makes bold political revelation. Zach and his wife Tori discussed the recent plane crash in Washington, D.C. on the latest episode of their podcast. Zach Roloff made a rare political statement during the newest episode of his podcast with wife Tori. On the Feb. 20 installment of Raising Heights, Zach and Tori talked about the tragic plane crash in Washington, D.C. on Jan. 29. "Recently, a terrible thing happened," Zach began. "This is a couple weeks ago now that you're listening, but the plane crash in Washington, D.C. with the helicopter. I'm sure more information's going to come out about all that in the meantime. Bottom line, that was terrible," the reality star added, before referencing Donald Trump's implications that DEI might have been to blame for the crash. Back to the beginning of this conversation, with you can be on the left and right, and you can have right-leaning opinions, even though you mostly resonate with left, or vice versa. I don't agree with how Trump politicalized it. Okay, blaming the flight controller as possibly someone that got hired because of DEI, Zach said. I don't agree with that. Related. Little People, Big World's Zach and Tori Roloff mark mind-blowing milestone. I think that it's important to note that like 70 families' lives, 64 families' lives were just turned upside down, Tori pointed out. Give it a couple days before you start pointing the finger at everyone. Every president I've known since I've started following politics has done this to a crisis here in America, has politicalized things. Let's put that down. This is not something new, Zach said. Trump's not the first president to politicalize a tragedy, so let's get that under the weather real quick. I voted for him, but I don't agree how he went about that. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay to say. Zach went on to argue that just because a person votes for a candidate doesn't mean they have to agree with everything that politician does. I don't think anyone that voted for Biden agreed with everything Biden did. You get what I'm saying a little bit? Zach asked. Like that should be better or more okay to say, but we're so... Decisive lines have been so drawn that no one can bend a little bit. And no one can have grace for anyone, Tori said, with Zach agreeing. The whole side of debate and conversation has gone out the window. Next. Little People, Big World's Zach and Tori Roloff share early relationship memory when the stars aligned. Jacob Roloff's departure from TLC's Little People, Big World at the age of 18 was a pivotal moment in his life, marking a significant shift from the public eye to a more private existence. His exit was not merely a personal choice, but a response to a complex interplay of factors, including his evolving sense of self, the challenges of growing up under constant scrutiny, and, as he later revealed, a traumatic experience of abuse by a former producer on the show. Jacob's decision to leave the show was influenced by his growing discomfort with the reality television format and its impact on his family dynamics. In his 2018 book Out to Sea, Jacob expressed his concerns about the nature of reality TV, stating that it often reduced individuals to shallow characters crafted to fit a narrative that appealed to viewers. He felt that the portrayal of his family on the show was not authentic, and that the production's agenda did not align with the well-being of the family members. This realization led him to rebel against the imposed identity and eventually exit the show. In December 2020, Jacob publicly disclosed that he had been molested by Chris Cardamone, a former executive field producer for Little People, Big World, during the years 2007 to 2010. Jacob described the experience as a long, grooming process, and emphasized that he was sharing this information to reclaim his narrative and aid in his healing process. He acknowledged that discussing such a traumatic event was challenging, but necessary to prevent it from exerting further control over his life. Since leaving the show, Jacob has focused on rebuilding his life away from the spotlight. He married Isabel Rock in 2019, and together they have a son named Mateo. The couple resides on Roloff Farms in Oregon, where Jacob has dedicated himself to community-based agritourism. He has expressed a desire to use the farm to grow food for the community and to create a space that embodies stewardship and sustainability. Jacob has also ventured into content creation through his YouTube channel, where he shares aspects of his life on his own terms, providing a more intimate and authentic glimpse into his experiences. Jacob's departure from Little People, Big World was not just a physical exit from the show, but also a philosophical departure from the world of reality television. He has been vocal about his belief that reality TV often exploits personal lives for entertainment, reducing complex individuals to mere characters. His critiques have extended beyond the show itself, as he has questioned the broader implications of reality television on personal identity and family dynamics. Jacob Roloff's exit from Little People, Big World was a multifaceted decision rooted in his desire for authenticity and healing. His journey reflects the complexities of growing up in the public eye and the challenges of reclaiming one's narrative after experiencing trauma. Through his personal growth and endeavors, Jacob continues to forge a path that aligns with his values and aspirations, away from the constraints of reality television.